Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will talk about the Odoo attachments and the file store, and you will understand where your files really go in Odoo. Let's talk about the following situation. Let's suppose we have one PDF and we attach the same PDF to one sell order and the same PDF to a purchase. And it's interesting that we ask ourselves, what happens in the file store? What Odoo does with this file? Is saved twice in the file store? It's only saved one? So we don't know, right? So basically, we will be asking and answering these three questions. Where a single file is saved in Odoo? Are the files attached to the same record saved in the same place? How Odoo decides where to save a file? And by checking these three things, we will understand exactly how the file store works and we will know what happened, right? To test this, I have a version of Odoo 18 running in my local with some demo data. Let's first check what happened when we attach a single file to a record. Okay, I have this sell order and I will attach one PDF. Let's see the content because this will be important for later things. You see we have this PDF attached here to the sell order, right? Let's see what Odoo does when we do this. If we go to the settings, just let me activate the debug mode. And if we go down here in the database structure, we have one section for the attachments. And as you might know, Odoo have one model called IR attachment that represent an attachment. We have this sample PDF1 here. This is the attachment, the file that we attach. This is the Odoo model, and here we have the file. Okay, so this file we can download. So, I mean, it's well known that Odoo create one attachment with the file, right? But where this attachment is stored, like the physical file. Okay, let's check all the fields in the attachment model. So again, in the technical, in the database structure, we have a section for the field, and let's search all the fields for the attachment. So maybe here I will search attachment, right? So we have 31 fields for the attachment, and there is one field which is the one that stores the address where this file is attached, and it's especially this one, store f name. So I will just quickly edit this form view, and let's show this file here, this field for store f name, because this is the one that tells us very useful information, right? I will refresh, and you see that for this file we have this, let's call it address for now, but this information here, DA slash, and a lot of digits here. And this is something that caught my attention when I was checking this topic. Okay, let's check another thing. Let me attach a second file to the same cell order, in this case sample PDF2. Let's see that the content is different again, because this will be important later. So we have now two PDF attached to the same record, and I will keep this one open, and let's see that second attachment here. And you can see that this value is different. Now it's D5 slash something. This one is DA slash DA something. And this is interesting to note, right? Because it will answer the second question that I asked in the beginning. So I am attaching two files to the same Odoo record, and this value here is kind of different. So it made us to suspect that first of all, two files attached to the same record are not safe in the same address. Because I will tell you right now that this is the address where the files are stored in the file store. So we can see that the values are different. Okay, let's test this, if this is really the address where the file is safe, and this will answer our first question. I will open here my console. That Odoo instance is running in a Docker environment. This is not relevant for the video, but I just will go inside the Odoo container and to see that address, right? So I will just go there. This is my Docker container, and I will go to var lib Odoo. So in var lib Odoo, I will see what we have there. You will see we have the add-on, the sessions, and we have one folder called Filestore. If I go inside that folder, we have another folder called attachments, and attachment is the name of my database. So you can see here, this is the name of the database. So Odoo has a folder called Filestore. Inside this folder, you have one folder for every database that you have running in your instance. And inside that folder, you have this very nice, funny named folders, right? You see that every directory here starts with 2 digits. And if I go, for example, cd0, or let's go just list 03, you see inside we have different things. So we have these big things here, right? So basically, Odoo tells you that this PDF is stored in the folder DA. So let's go inside the folder DA. And inside that folder, we have three things. And this specific attachment is this one. So you see, I just searched this one, which means that this should be, and this one is just directly the file, it's not another folder, right? So if I try to copy this specific address here, I should have the PDF, right? So let's do something then. I will go out, just let me say like this. I will just copy this one now. I will go outside my Docker container. I am already in my computer, and I will say docker cp to copy from the container to my local, and this would be, I will paste this one, and then I will copy from this container as it would be like this, and then I will copy the whole address here, and I will copy just to yeah, let's see. I don't know if I have to put let's see if it copies like this. I'm not sure about the command. So I have to put, yeah, the second argument. So I will put it in users. Desktop. I do it YouTube. Odoo attachments, right? Okay. So it copy this file from inside my container to my local. And now if I go to my local, so we have this file here, which you see is the same name that I have here, right? And let's see if I can open or if I have to put PDF. Okay, yeah, I have to put the PDF extension .pdf. Yes, added. And if I open now, you see it's sample one, which is that PDF. So with this test, we saw that this is the path inside the file store where one attachment is attached, and we could check that one because we just copy the file from the file store to my local and we open. So now we know the first question that I asked you in the beginning. Odoo save a single file in the file store, which is a folder inside the Odoo instance running, in one, let's call it, funny way to store things, right? It creates some structure of folders with some funny names, and inside it puts the file. Yeah, the second question was if two files attached to the same records are saved in the same folder, and we already see that no. So this one is attached in the folder DA with this name. This one is attached in the second folder with this other name. So the decision where to save the file doesn't depend on the record itself. Let's see if it depends on the file name, because maybe yes, who knows, right? So I will just remove the PDF2. Okay, let's close this one. Then let's go here. Okay, let me duplicate the PDF2 here in my local. I will duplicate. Okay, I have to move it because I want to put the same name here, but I have to move it. Yeah, let's say I will move it here, and I will put the same name. But again, the content, because guys, at the end, what is important is the content, right? But anyway, the content is different, the names are the same. I just want to see if it depends on the name or not, right? Then I will attach that second file with the same name, right? You see here sample PDF2, sample PDF1. So they are different, but they have the same name. This is the one that already exists. And let's open the second one. Okay, now I'm confused. So this is ID 838. So this is 838, and then this is the same, and this is the other one, different ID. So you can see that. So this was the first one, DA something, and the second one is still D5 something, even when they have the same name, which we can ensure that the decision where Odoo stores a file doesn't depend on the file name either. Doesn't depend on the record, doesn't depend on the file name. So the only possible solution is that, okay, then it must depend on something else, right? And basically is the content. And how do we know also that doesn't depend on the record, and it actually depends on the content, is with this last test. I will remove this one from here. So let me see. Okay, sample PDF1, perfect. Let's open a purchase order now. Oh, completely different record, and I will attach exactly the same PDF, right? So I will go back here. So we have exactly the same PDF, sample PDF1 in the purchase, sample PDF1 in the sell order, right? If I go back to the list of attachments and we'll refresh, we have two here. This is the one attached to the purchase order, and this is the one attached to the sell order. And you will see that both are stored in the same place. You see? It's exactly the same address, which means that even when these are two different IR attachment records, they are attached to different Odoo records. They both are stored in the same place, which means that in the file store, we are talking about one single and unique physical file, which is very interesting, I would say. I was not expecting to have this, to be honest. I will not do the test to copy this from the container back to the computer and check because we already did that. So just until this point, we have the answer to our initial question. If you have the same physical file and you attach that to two different records, 3, 4, doesn't matter, at the end of the day, Odoo will store the physical PDF in one single folder in the file store. Now, let's check in the code how this is working. For that, I will go to the IR attachment model, which is in Odoo, inside Odoo add-ons base. So attachments is in the base module. Let's search the field store f name, and we see that it's just a sharp field. There is no any computation or something. It's just an index field. So apparently the logic for setting this value happens in another method. It's not compute. So let's see what happened in the creation, because I expect that this logic happens in the create, because I mean, when we create the attachment, this value is set. And let's debug here, and we'll put a breakpoint, and we can follow the logic. So let's see what happened when we create a new attachment. I will go to the sell order. I will add attachment 2, and now we are here in the creation code. Basically, I mean, we have a loop over the vals list. So because this is a create multi, so nothing, okay. We see the first function here that checks the content and sets something to these values, and these values is the one used to update the value. So we will see what happened in the value. So I will not go inside this method. Let's just go one step further. And here you see that values have the name, the raw data. So this is the binary content of the attachment, res ID, res model, MIME type. So the fstore value is not set yet. So I will not go inside this method because nothing that happened inside is interested for us because that value is not set yet. If we continue, then it check and values is now updated with the result of this method. And just because of the name get data's related values, it makes me think that, hey, if data is the one that holds the binary content, and we see that that computation depends on the binary content, so maybe the logic is inside this method, right? So let's go to that method then, and let's put a breakpoint here, and let's keep going. So now we are inside that method, and check that we have this method here, compute checksum, where they receive data, and data, as you can see here, is the binary content of the PDF itself. So when they compute this checksum, they assign the checksum to the values, and then Down here, they are setting store fname with the result of this other method that depends on the data, the binary data, and depends on the compute checksum. So it seems that the logic is happening right here. So if we go inside the checksum data, the compute checksum, let's see what happened there. Basically, you will see that they are using this Python library, hashlib.sha1, with the binary data, and they are just creating this hash with the binary data. And that's why when two PDF, they have the same content, the same binary content, the hash will be the same. That's why you see that for two different documents, but with the same content, we have the same hash, right? So if we go now outside of this method and we continue, they compute this checksum, and you see the checksum is already D5 for D, etc., which is the second part of the path for the file store. Remember this value, right? So they already compute the checksum. They do something here, they update the values, right? So still values doesn't have so the store fname is still false because they are going to set it right now. So in this step here, inside the file write, they first check if it's an instance of IR attachment, it's okay. They get the fname is already d5/d5 for d, etc. With from this get path with a binary value and the checksum, and this get path is just checking, trying to open something from the file system in Odoo, like that folder that I show you, just to return the file name. And yes, they continue here. They return the fname, which is the value that we saw, and this is the value they set to store fname. So basically, the whole point of the logic was in the computation. Was in the computation of this checksum that you already saw depends on this Python library that compute the hash. And that's the reason why two different PDF or documents, no matter where they are attached. So the only thing that really matters is the content, the binary content of that attachment, which is going to be used for computing that hash. This hash is set as the path name in the attachment, and that's why Odoo attach in two different places. So as the conclusion, we can now answer these three questions. Where a single file is saved in Odoo? It's saved in a folder inside wherever Odoo is running, in the Filestore folder. This folder has as many folders as many databases we have, and inside the database folder we have a set of other folders with strange names, right? Are the files attached to the same record saved in the same place? It depends. If the content is different, they will save in different folders. So we don't have one folder for sell order, another folder for purchase, another folder for invoices. It doesn't work like this. Odoo computes a hash. Based on that hash, it creates the folder, and then it places the file there. And then you already saw how Odoo decides where to save the file. Basically, it only depends on the binary content of the file. That's why if we go back to the beginning, it's the same PDF. If saved to a sell order and to a purchase order, it will be saved in the file store as a unique PDF because the binary content is the same. Well, I hope you like this video and see you in the next one.